Donald Trump is a lot of things. Donald Trump is a lot of things. Donald Trump is a lot of things. Chief among them is polarized. My water's inside. That's what said. He and Elon have done an exceptional job at the. You know what? Here's the truth. No, they have. I'm battling. I'm trying to hold space right now, and it's not easy because yeah, no, actually, no, they haven't. We just are not doing a great job at. I don't know. Well, I guess what I'm saying is I'm sitting within a thought. There's a thought there that I can't communicate and articulate the way I want to right now. I guess I'll say, welcome to Marcus Uninterrupted. I am Marcus Uninterrupted. This is episode 4. My hair grew out. I care nothing about opinions. It's like 100 some degrees outside. Probably not even close to it. It's still hot. So obviously no shirt. Yeah, we're here. I still am trying to get the hang of. It's a weird thing to say. Get the hang of something I know how to do with ease. I can do this in my sleep. It's that I don't want it to seem like I don't even care. Not seem like I'm literally not doing the same thing everybody else is doing. But and this is what I'm talking about with Elon and Trump. Like, if it looks like I'm doing the same thing everybody else is doing, then I'm pretty much doing the same thing everybody else is. And the thing is, then by trying to differentiate, by trying to reinvent the wheel, well, then you're like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Those two are doing an exceptional job at playing the game the way it's meant to be played for people like them, and throwing just enough twist in, enough new age in, enough pizzazz, enough razzmatazz to keep you on your feet. Like to hear Andrew Schultz say that he didn't vote for any of this. Yes, you did. You voted for Donald Trump to be Donald Trump. But because y'all don't want to have conversations with people like me, because I'm afraid, not afraid to. No, no, that's far from the point. Because I have not been given a spirit of fear, but but a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Because I have those three and the peace that surpasses all understanding, because I've been transformed by the renewing of my mind, I have the need to come out to have to stand up and be like, hey, listen to me. But also, if you won't listen to anybody, I'm not saying it should be me. I'm saying I listen to the other people you should be listening to enough to bring it all back to you and say, well, if you want to get it somewhere central, right? So like you voted for Donald Trump to be Donald Trump. That's what you voted for. Literacy rates are here. Probably 2025 drops. Nobody reads it. That's what you voted for. You maybe didn't vote for Donald Trump himself. Don't even know if I can't tell. You maybe didn't vote for Donald Trump himself in that context. Like in saying that you voted for Trump to be Trump. You maybe didn't even do that. Obviously you didn't do that. But what I'm saying is what you did vote for is the status quo. At a time where everybody is fed up with the status quo. And he knows that. Well, if I'm the status quo and everybody's fed up with me, I can't not be who I am. So I lie. And that's where, hey, I don't with both of us, but there are a lot of things. I mean, I've known politicians were liars my entire life. I've said politicians are professional liars all of what like since I've been in high school. And yet I still chose political science as a major. Like I'm not unaware of what I'm saying. I tell you, I'm not unaware that the same thing that those two have, the same way they operate, yes, I have. whatever that thing is, that high functioning, that extremely high functioning mania, bipolar, whatever round, and I say whatever. I mean, I've got, and we'll get, that's the thing that I'm like, I laugh as I've been thinking about this specific thing actually this past week of wondering, the differentiation of what I'm doing. A big part of it is, again, the reason that I know people aren't necessarily, I guess, aren't gravitated toward it for whatever reason. Guess people don't want to know the truth. I know I'm entertaining. Like, that's the thing, too. I know I'm entertaining. If you want me to get out here and dance, I'm probably not going to, but not because I won't. I'm not gonna dance just because it's not. I'm not a dance. Like, that's a dance, boy. I'm not doing that. But I have no issue. And even like think about this. It's funny. True. The only reason I'm not getting up to do a dance to prove it is because of how I got this set up. I have to move stuff around, and that's just not working. I have no issue getting up and dancing right now. And I even think about like Cat. Cat say he run a 4-4. You know what? Maybe he telling the truth. Because here's why. In the same way I would say, like, I could get up and run and go run right now. Like, just to show, I don't know, that I could, that I would. One, what's the point? Two, I had to put stuff in the way and move. It's not necessary. What is believable is connection. So he said after that, he did say something that I was like, yo, actually makes sense. He's like, imagine me at 5'5" with a wiry frame at 12. Yeah, you probably running like a 4'5", 4'4". I forget. I would look back at middle school. I remember I was dummy fast in middle school because I was small. Well, I was small, but I was big. I was big for my age, I guess. But I've always been a smaller figure, right? So I don't weigh much. 145, 150 max my whole life. 5'6" max out of height. So for me, yeah, I was always. That's like I could get out here and run very fast. Still, I haven't run in a while. Get a big part because I stay in shape, right? See my physique. Checking, I have to check my this phone because I'm transcribing. That's see. I guess even that, like, that should show you that these are new moments every time I come to this. I'm not really continuing anything forward. It's fully, but this is just me documenting my life. That's all it is. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not to call it podcast or streaming or show. Is all I know this much. I got 6 more years to make it on the 30 on the 30. Five. I turned 25 this year. And that's I know, like I do too. I know exactly how. I know how to get there. And that's what I don't know. I don't know if I need help or if it's on me. Say, this is where I'm trying to get into. I want to have real life therapy sessions. Me versus me and me, right here. You and you, center, and welcome anybody who wants to join in to see what it looks like. Come see what it looks like to sit with yourself 30 minutes, an hour. It's not just 30 minutes. I'm sitting with myself all day long. I'm sitting with myself my entire life. I've been sitting with myself for 24 years because, and I'm thinking about, like, it's funny to think. My mom, look, you know, people don't want to hear what you got to say because it's a lot. It makes you think. You got to act. It convicts. And I see that, and I get that, and I hear that. But I think about the fact that how much I can pack into a conversation, and that's where the problem really lies. Is that I can barely get past the surface with most people. I mean, like, I've met me. I'm meeting me now. This is introducing me to me, through me, for me, by me. That's a cheat code. I mean, that's a cheat code in evolution and in awareness, in agency. I'm like at 24 years old. I know I got a fund in mind. I have a fund I can launch. I got an app. I got I got a campaign. But that's even why I want to do this to keep me honest. I'm like, yo, again, if I can do this every day, if I can do this every day, even just for 30 minutes, I already do. But it'll keep me honest as an accountability. So that's out there. This too. And it's somewhere that's what I've really been missing for a while. The two things. One, somewhere to send people when I encounter them, I meet them, when I follow them, whatever. Connect with a network. And then also just a space to, man, I'll go watch them, I'll go see a movie and love it. And there may be, I don't, that's kind of the issue too, is like the format I'm trying to find. Should there be shorts and clips and like, if I sit down after this and watch a movie, and I'm like, yeah, that was impactful. Or the next podcast I listen to, I'm trying to figure out, should I be on stream the whole? I'd have no issue streaming 24 hours. That's what the whole idea had been from the beginning for Hustle House, was that we would have live streams going around the building the whole time. I'm like, still like seeing the person building 6 floors, and each floor is a different design, right? So like the 6th floor you got, I don't know. That's just spitball. No, yeah, like the bottom floor that would be the venue, food vendor area. Then you got maybe individual company offices, whatever. You got school here. Yeah, that too. Like, how long have I been going? 15? Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like I see a space where these happen in 15-minute increments, in 30 and hour long. And then I see a space. I mean, I get because I see everybody else sitting down for 3, 4 hours talking, having full conversation. Why everybody else get to sit down for an hour and talk? I was blessed with a gift. I know what my gift is. No, I mean it's hard to do when you don't already when you're not bringing an audience into it. Like, to build an audience through it isn't easy. And in 2025, everybody either want to see you game. I mean, I know for sure, I know for a fact there's people out here streaming and doing live streams that aren't literally aren't talking the whole time. I think that's why I'm pursuing this from a psychological aspect, from a social experiment aspect. I'm trying to understand what it is about this medium, about this format that that is, and I see it. I fully understand. I guess. But yeah, like this is even this right now. Sitting with me. I'm getting to sit with me. And it's interesting. I'm like, what else do I think? What else do I have? What else don't I? What else do I know? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like that's the thing is, I don't have a script. I don't have a pre-planned. Most people are doing like they got to go do research. My life is research. I am like an academic researcher by nature. Listen, all I'm doing is documenting where I'm at right now. Literally documenting where I'm at in this moment, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, politically, morally, philosophically, psychologically, biologically, chemically. But also I'm good. That's what like that's kind of the thing of it. And the reason I say that I can do anything. And that's what some of us saying earlier, like I've released myself of accountability of responsibility and being beholden to anyone or anybody or any place. And now it's this weird thing of, okay, get back out there to receive control, but I know attempting to control is where we end up going wrong in the first place. Like, that is our issue. We want to control everything. And I get it. As a natural perfectionist, as a natural born control freak, I want to have my hands in everything because I genuinely believe like that, if you want it done right, do it yourself. It's not that I believe I'm going to do everything better than anybody else. It's that I know I'm going to do it to the fullest of my potential. I'm going to put some real effort behind it, especially if I know I care about it. Right? So I just know the outcome is going to be different. I didn't say it may not be better, but it's going to be different. It's going to be more rewarding, and it's going to have come from my hands. But I don't have to have my hands on it. But that's ego. But it's also from the ego that I recognize I am capable of doing anything. Put me anywhere on God's green earth, I'll triple my world. I will not lose ever. And then that's a tough thing to sit within, literally, because when you say it out loud, it's a turnoff to some people. It's weird to me. I'm like, I'm simply telling you, I know I'm going to win because I'm winning. I think that's the thing and maybe that's the truth is that when other people are comparing and they base their identity and their ego and their perception of self and their reality off of them having compared to you, and then when you redefine, when you show that you're able to redefine not only your reality and not just to define your reality, and then redefine their perception of your reality, because now you've redefined their perception of themselves, and now you've defined their reality. See, that's a game people don't like playing. Because you telling me I can define your reality and mine by changing your perception of me? By simply living in my perception of me? So your reality also exists like me? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm saying that's crazy because legitimately I'm right now like, that's crazy. I can change your perception of me based off of changing my perception of me and therefore redefine your reality by defining my reality? That's crazy. But that's the thing. If we won't understand that we have that power and that we're capable of that, now what? That's what Donald Trump and Elon Musk do exceptionally well. They define themselves, but that's my thing too. Is like they lie to themselves as well, which is weird because you have more Trump than Elon. But on Elon's side, you have an individual who very clearly bet himself. He had every opportunity and even defined himself because he's had every opportunity. The issue with that is, and that is, I recognize my burden too, but the difference between us is there's a status quo to uphold. There isn't one for me. So I can completely choose to have done that and that be it. But now everybody after me is going to have to, unless somebody does it at scale on mass, everybody after is going to have to believe the same. That's not easy because in the definition thing, we are not born with the right. The ability, yes, but the right to, no. They're born with the right and the ability, maybe not the capacity. The thing about that too is like by building the capacity to define yourself, well, you do it by seeing others do so. And when they continue to do so amongst the status quo, that's what you define yourself with because you align with what you need to. That's a thing too, right? Like that they think that they've written their own story. That's why I look at Zuckerberg and I'm like, yeah, but this Zuck at 20 20-year-old Zuck would look at Mark Zuckerberg now and be disappointed because he knows he's sold out. He had to. He didn't have a choice. Because just like me, Mark Zuckerberg founded Facebook as a confused 20-year-old. I don't care how smart he was. I don't care how, whatever. He was a confused 20-year-old. Hello? I'm not, this is a confession. A confused 20-year-old that knows himself enough to know what he wants and more than well enough to know what he doesn't. Right? So I've defined myself. But you gotta transcribe. The flies. It's the flies. Is there some kind of invisible fly barrier I can get? Outdoor fly barrier? If there's an invisible outdoor fly barrier, I would love that. Anyway, yeah, I've defined myself. To launch Facebook at 20 years old, not 20 years, I don't know how old. Exactly. But to launch Facebook in your 20s, like, and build it to what it's become, it's absolutely a definition of self. So early on, that's when he's only followed out everything he defined himself as. But the thing about the confused 20-year-old is your humanity starts to come. So for me, I define myself, and now my humanity's coming out, and I'm like, yep, it matches. Proud of me. Good on you. But then also looking at the status quo, and I'm like, ah! Because I also am everything I was built up to be, everything I was designed to be, everything I was raised to be, born to be, made to be. I have become. And in now understanding that, oh, the world did that on purpose. Because it's afraid to contend with me, so it has to deny me the ability to even define myself. Okay, that's cool, and you can do that. But my thing is, I know Mark Zuckerberg don't sleep well. I'm not saying he sleeps badly. I don't think he sleeps terribly. I know he's got a wife he loves. Well, and that I'm speculating. I don't know about the relationship. I know he got the money. He got the house. He got the family. He has the picture, the image, the idea, the American dream. He's got it. That man's powerful. But beyond all, and he's like 45. But that's the issue. He's like 45. And I promise you, even if it's not regular, there are multiple times a week that Mark Zuckerberg thinks this is the rest of my life. No matter what point, he got plans and visions and ideas for the future, and they're going to happen. They're going to happen. But his question is this all there is? Which is the thing is, yes and no, and I guess so. Yes, because that's how, it's us. So as far as consciousness goes, there's nobody else coming to, unless the aliens pop up and be like, yo, we got a surprise. Yeah, because we're all there is. But that's the thing of it is no, because we're all there is. So, hey, we're all there is. That's the rest of your life. And then I guess so because I guess so. Some people that could be a good thing, for some that may be a bad thing. For others, it doesn't matter. They haven't asked the question. They don't care regardless. It's funny. In my head, I heard I'm willing to say they're the problem. Well, to say they're the problem, you have to define or identify that there is a problem, and that's kind of what the question is asking. Is this all there is? And if so, is that a problem? And if yes, is this all there is? It's a uh and this is kind of what I'm saying. I right there, I'm like that I could stop right there. It feels like a good stopping point. It feels like I should, but also I can keep going. And I feel like I should. I mean, I don't know. What if I just never turn the camera on? I wonder what's like. Oh, well, I know this is a 15 hour. I got 15 hours of recording limit on here. Because I could sleep in the chair. Done it before. See what I mean? Like this is now I'm thinking. I mean, that's how you run a fund to one. Yo, if I live stream every second, it's literally a show. I see what you. I see it. I get the vision. And that's my thing. Like maybe if there, I would like to see. Damn, can we get a clip every once in a while of Kai saying something important? Like, do they not exist? Is that not what gets clipped? That's what I'm more than. Like, I still haven't watched him with Kyrie, and I know that that was deeper than a normal Kai string. But that just says a lot about like what happens when it's still a voice that matters. I think about that. That's actually only and last place I can recall having seen Kyrie do an interview or anything like that in a while recently. I haven't heard from Kyrie in a long time, and I love hearing from Kyrie. I love Kyrie. And that kind of and on a very real note, it's weird. Like this is what I'm trying to say get across. That hurts me. That literally me that pains because I would ask, like, what am I doing wrong that I haven't yet met Kyrie Irving? And it's like, well, no, I don't think it works that way. I don't think it's that I'm doing anything wrong. I don't think it's that I need to feel like I'm sure I've met people who are. Here's what I know: you become great like that in a way for a reason, especially when you look like us, right? There's a certain way you're raised, a certain way you come into the world, and then so your nature and your nurture, and then that piece where you define yourself, the emergence of it all. And we'll get into what that means as we go. But the emergence of it all says this system, this thing is destined to become what it's going to become. How it becomes what it becomes, when it becomes what it becomes. I'm hearing why, but it's not a why as much as like what the catalyst point is, like what that moment is, right? What I know is like that kind the Twitter dropping the movie and that was a point, that was a shift. But it was a shift because I don't know if it made him go more inward, or if he was already super inward and it turned him this little bit of outward we've seen him. That part I don't know. Uh, but kind of in the same way, like this. Why I became well, I can look back and Judas and the Black Messiah, the way that movie made me feel, made me say, why are there not more of us doing this? But I didn't just mean doing this. I meant doing this in a certain way for a certain purpose for certain people. And then we see Kai blow up the way he has. And okay, well, no, clearly people were doing this. I was doing this. But the reason I hadn't kept doing this was because me doing this the way I do this, because of my emergence, made this not that. Whereas for him doing this and doing it the way he does it because of his emergence, so it's interesting because cause and effect, like they are causation or correlation does not prove causation, correct? But if I'm not correlating things, I'm simply identifying cause and effect, then it does. And what we're discussing here is, I don't know, I guess that too. Like I hesitate to. That's the weird thing. To say these things, I'm having realizations myself about stuff I already know. And my goodness, you are beautiful. Oh my gosh, like this. These are me moments that I'm sharing with the world, and hey, if they, what the world decides to do with it ain't my business. That's how I feel. That genuinely is how I feel. Because the world can attempt to turn it against me, but you can't. And even if they try, they won't. But even if they did, yeah, I said it. It's transcribing. I think I'm done. I don't want to spend no more money. Okay, no, yeah, I'm wrapped. 34 minutes. I don't know. I may just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know, but you'll know when I know that I know you'll know. So I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace.